Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this week's edition of the Village Law SEQFC preview show. My name is Darren, you should know that by now, and I've only got one guest with me this evening. We might have a few others sneaking in a little bit later, but for now, we've just got the one, and it's Jamie Kirwan, who is the coach of Redcliffe PCYC. Good evening, Jamie.
Good evening, how are you?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Now, this is the first time that I've had anything to do publicly with Redcliffe PCYC, so it's great to have you on board.
Yep, not a problem.
Now, I know that the club has one field, is that right?
One field, but we've also got the two other fields, but they're more training pitches and actual playing fields.
Right. Tell us about the club. I saw a release a little earlier in the year saying that you were decoupling from the PCYC, is that correct?
Yeah, as far as I know, I've done not over the whole thing, but as far as I know, the PCYC in general are moving away from all their outdoor sports and trying to keep only their indoor sports under their banner. So they release PCYCs, not just us, but other PCYCs are releasing their football programs away. So it's a good opportunity for the club to actually push away and grow as a club.
Is the PCYC aspect of it restricting, is it?
Not restricting as a way, but able to take control of themselves fully. We're not actually under the PCYC banner. So,
right. So you're bound by their constitution, are you?
Yeah, bound by their constitution and all their stuff like that. So this gives the club an opportunity to go in the different avenues, I should say, with sponsorship and stuff like that.
Okay. I've seen the club hover around Cap 2, Cap 3, Cap 4 over the years. Yep. Where is it at the moment?
Cap 2, we've got a few players come back into the fold that went off to do bigger and better things. And we've got the opportunity of bringing some young junior players up through as well. So they, like I said before, with the club splitting to PCYC, we've got the opportunity to attract sponsorship now and actually do some stuff that maybe further the football in the club. So
very good. About how many members would you say you've got?
I'm probably the wrong person to talk about it, but probably a couple of hundred players at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah, it's only small at the moment, but there's the opportunity to grow.
Is there still the women's team?
There's no women's team at the moment.
Right.
We've just got the two men's teams, two the Cap 2 and reserves, and one C League team, and an over 35s in the senior division. And then there's about, I think, 10 junior teams. So.
And of course, you're just down the road from Peninsula Power.
Yep.
How does that relationship work?
To be continued at the moment. I'm actually from Peninsula Power. I've done all my playing and coaching at Peninsula Power. I've just come across a couple of years ago. I'm now back involved again. So we're hoping to further that in the next couple of years. So, don't know what sort of it will involve to, but yeah, hopefully the further.
So there's a sister club relationship, is there?
Not at the moment. Not at the moment, but that's from previous people in charge at the club. So we're hoping to move in there and do some other stuff with them in the next couple of years. But we'll see what happens there.
Okay, watch this space.
Yes.
All right. Great to have you on board, Jamie. We're going to run through all the leagues.
Yep.
Of course, I don't expect you to be an expert on the Premier League, but we'll quickly run through the results. And if you've got something to add, please feel free to join in. So going through the weekend's results, the Lakes had a 2-win win over Mount Gravatt. Bayside United 4-0 over Western Spirit. The Gap had a 4-1 away win at Acacia Ridge. Big win for the Gap there. St George Wollongong 5-1 over UQFC, and Albany Creek another 5-1 win over Centenary Stormers. Brisbane Knights and Toowong, that game did not proceed. So let's have a quick look at the ladder. Albany Creek are on top. They're joined now by the Lakes.
Yeah.
Both on 22 points. The Lakes have played an extra game. St George are lurking there in third place on 16. Same number of points as Bayside United to make out the top 4. So, Jamie, do you take any notice of these games?
Yeah, I have been taking a bit of notice. I've got a few people I know at Albany Creek and the Lakes. Plus, I've been watching St George over the last couple of seasons. We used to play against them when we were down in Cap 3, I think. And they're a club really on the move at the moment. So they've got some good players there, and they're strong. But the BPL is a bit like most of the leagues at the moment. They've got a really strong top half and bottom half are teams that are struggling or not finding form at the moment. So, but yeah, no, it'll be an interesting comp this year, getting at the tail end of the season, how it develops.
Yeah, it's getting to that point now where we have to look at Albany Creek and just wonder, will they lose a game this season? Can they go through undefeated? So, 7 wins and a draw after 8 games. So they're well on their way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Lakes in second spot. So you said you've got a few connections there as well?
Yeah, we had a couple of players out there that we've had a couple of players come from the Lakes over to us this season, and they've been keeping us afloat of what's happening over there in their team, and we've see a bit of banter going back and forth. So they're not bad. They should. I don't know if they'll win it, but they'll definitely push for top 4 and even push for a final place.
I've just moved to Mango Hill, so the Lakes are now my local club.
Well, there you go.
Take a bit to get me away from North Pine, though, but we'll see.
Yep.
All right, let's have a look at this weekend's results. Centenary Stormers are hosting Acacia Ridge. Western Spirit taking on St George Willawong. The Gap, can they get 2 in a row up against Bayside United? The Lakes host Brisbane Knights. SEQFC up against Toowong, and Mount Gravatt against Albany Creek. Now, you mentioned there, Jamie, that there's 2 separate divisions within this competition, and it looks like the top half are playing the bottom half, with perhaps possibly Centenary Stormers against Acacia Ridge being the only real contest this weekend.
Yeah, I'd say so. That'll be a close match, but yeah, it only will take a couple of goals for one of those teams to really take a hold of that game. So we'll see how that goes. Yeah,
so I expected if anyone's in the tipping competition, you should have an easy weekend on the BPL. That's my thoughts anyway. All right, let's move over to Village League Capital 1. Ripley Valley had a 2-2 draw against Newmarket. That's an important result. Ipswich City Bulls 0, Logan Metro 2, Annerley 4, New Farm 2, North Pine a 2-0 win over AC Carina, and Moggle and Slacks Creek having a 2-2 draw, with Pine Hills having the bye. Any interest in those teams, Jamie?
No, I haven't really come across any of those squads or anything at the moment. Like I said, I haven't had a real lot of time to sink my head into football this year. So, but yeah. But I haven't really had a look at the table either. I'm not sure how that's going.
All right. Just one moment. There we go. So let's have a look at the ladder. North Pine still on top, 2 points ahead of Newmarket. Logan Metro in third on 17 points. So there's the top 3 there, and then a bit of a gap between the rest of the competition.
Yeah.
So let's have a look at this weekend's fixtures. And Newmarket are playing North Pine. Massive game. Logan Metro are playing Moggle. Tricky one there for Logan Metro. AC Carina up against Pine Hills. Slacks Creek against Ripley. And New Farm up against Ipswich City, with Annerley having the bye. Now, let's go to the competition that you're very familiar with, Jamie.
Yep.
Capital League 2. Now, I see only 2 results on game day from the weekend. Did your game get washed out? Was there an issue there?
No, we played. We had a good 3-0 win. So we were quite happy with that.
That was against Oxley?
Yeah, against Oxley, yep.
Okay, tell us about the game.
Strong game. Oxley a very strong squad. We were fairly... we attacked early, but they seemed to lose their cool a bit. The refereeing was a bit Diplomatically saying he was consistent all game. Let's say that. So,
every week, the referee.
Yeah, no. Look, he had a very. I thought on my side of the year, he had a quite good game, but we won, so I was quite happy about that.
Right.
Yeah, they struggled a bit. They lost their captain. He got a red card for dissent, so they struggled a bit after that. They were under the pump a bit, and we just pressed. So, but they are quite a quality squad all over the pitch. That team. So.
Okay. So there's only 2 results listed there on game day. Clairvaux had 1-1 draw against Willowburn, and Westside a 2-2 draw against Narangba, which means that every team is now on the board.
Yep.
In that Westside and Narangba are now off 0 points. So I try and get this ladder to work. Sporting Pulse letting me down. Issues. Oh my goodness, technical difficulties.
Yeah.
Let's see if we can get this weekend's fixtures up. We might come back to the ladder. So we're up against Westside this weekend.
Yep.
Side that's been struggling in the competition this year.
Yeah, we played them in the Kamali Cup and struggled against them, but we were down a couple of players. But yeah, they're better than what their results are coming through, I think. So I'm not sure what's happening over with their team at the moment. But I'm hoping that we can keep going with our good form and get the other 3 points off them as well.
Your field dimensions, Jamie, does it, it's a very compact field, isn't it? Does that work to your advantage?
We know how to play on it, but we do benefit from the bigger fields as well. We have a fairly quick team, fast wingers, fast wing backs as well. So we do like the space when we get to play on space, but we do know how to play on a tight field as well. So.
How do you adjust your tactics to cope with playing on such a tight field?
If I'm playing a home game, I change the training session. So it's just getting the boys used to small spaces, pass the ball, combination plays. When I know if we're moving, say when we played Narangba, we worked on overlapping runs and bigger space, more moves.
Okay.
Like that. So it just depends. I've never really had to coach to suit fields, but at this season we're going to have to. We're playing on a variety of fields this year, so that's how the league is.
Yep. So looking at the other games, I'll get you to pick out the best ones here. We've got Bard and Latrobe up against Oxley United, Narangba up against Clairvaux, North Brisbane taking on Springfield United, and Willowburn playing KPR.
North Brisbane, that game should be a quality game. North Brisbane are at the top at the moment. Clairvaux and Narangba, that should be a tight game. From results, we haven't played Clairvaux yet, but I know Narangba, they're a fairly tidy squad. We were just fairly good on the night against them.
Are you surprised at their latter position?
I am with the players they got. They're just not clicking. They put us under the pump for the first 15, 20 minutes while we played them. But then we clicked in and they were just lost a little bit. But Nathan's got them playing some really good football, and having the old Bairdy up front, it makes a big difference to that squad as well. So,
I'll bet.
Yeah.
So yes, I've got the ladder up now. North Brisbane undefeated, winning all 4 matches on 12 points. Springfield United in second on 10, Clairvaux on 8, and KPR, Oxley United, and the old Redcliffe PCYC are all equal fourth on 6.
6, yeah.
Are you surprised at Willowburn's position in 8th place at the moment?
Yes, when we played them, I thought they were a lot better than what their results were. So I'm not sure. They've got a couple of handy players there. The striker up front was fairly good against us. He was just a bit unlucky. So, yeah, I'm not sure what's going on there, whether the team's not gelling yet or just not hitting their stride. So there'll be a team to watch. So they definitely should march up the ladder a lot better than what they
All right. And yes, we might just leave Cap League 2 there for now. Let's have a look now at Capital League 3. Yes, we've got a full list of results there. So Tarragindi had a 4-0 away win against Jimboomba. Park Ridge 2-1 up against Ridge Hills. Logan Village and Pine Rivers had a 2-2 draw. Bethania 3-1 away at Teviot Downs, and Brighton Bulldogs a thumping 4-1 win in the local derby against Deception Bay.
Yep.
Looking at the ladder, two teams at the top, Tarragindi and Park Ridge are both on 12 points, with Bethania on 10 and Brighton on 9 to make out the top 4. There's a few clubs that are nearby in Cap League 3 as well, Jamie. Do you take any interest in say, Deception Bay or Brighton and how they're faring?
Yeah, we played Brighton in the Denali Cup, and there's a couple of young guys in that team that I used to coach as well over the years. So yeah, when we played them, they're a fairly handy squad. Deception Bay are there's a lot of older guys playing out there at the moment, but they're the boys were saying they're just not quite there. They're missing a couple of players to make the squad a whole. Yeah, we used to play against Tarragindi and Park Ridge back when we were down in Cap 3. They're both quality clubs out there, and they had some really handy players. So whether they've held on to those or they've got the young guys coming up through, so I'd say they'll be pushing to come up to Cap 2 next season, those top 2 or 3 clubs at the moment.
So looking at this weekend's fixtures, Brighton are hosting Ridge Hills. That should be a massive game. Jimboomba up against Pine Rivers. Tarragindi hosting Teviot Downs. Deception Bay against Logan Village. Well, that's a journey. And Bethania Rams up against Park Ridge.
Yep.
Brighton Bulldogs, Ridge Hills. That should be huge.
That'll be a local flash, that one. There's a few close guys out there that know each other. Yeah, that'll be the game of the weekend, I'd say. Where are they at? Is that Park Ridge or at Brighton?
It's at Wakefield Park, Brighton.
No, Brighton. Yeah, that's a smaller pitch as well, so that'll probably Park Ridge will probably really enjoy that. I mean, Ridge Hills will enjoy that game.
Yeah. All right, so that's a preview for the weekend's results. Jamie, before we go, I just want to ask you about the move that you made from Power to Redcliffe PCYC. Was there a culture shock for you? I mean, we know how Power are just amazing with the amount of the volunteers that they have and how well funded they are, well sponsored. And then you moved to Redcliffe PCYC. How was it for you? Was it a bit of a culture shock?
Not really. I was at Power way back when it first started off, so I know where we came from over there and how the whole club worked to get to where we are at the moment over there.
Yeah.
PCYC is probably 20 years behind what Power was when they went to make the big step and start marching up through the leagues. I can remember Champ being at when we came out of Div 1 up into the BPL and worked our way up, and then cheering on the side when Terry Kirwan was around coaching back then, and all those guys, and working our way up to NPL. So yeah, look, it's not such a culture shock. It's just that it's a different structure and building something from the ground up again. So yeah, it'll be fun.
Yeah. And
my ties are still with Power as well. I'm still Power through and through. So
right. So do you find when Redcliffe aren't playing, you'll go and watch a Power game?
I watch a few online. We live in the city now, so their away games for Power are my home games. So we just the East and stuff like that. So we're not so much making it out to Redcliffe to watch the home games at Jock Kelly, but we do sneak in and watch a couple of away games, Lions and East and stuff like that. So they're a lot closer for us.
So getting to training sessions must be painful for you?
Not so much now. A couple of years ago when I was doing it, it was a pain in the ass with the gateway arterial being so clogged up. But now it's 25 minutes if traffic's fine, and then 25 minutes home. So it's not that bad.
Not so bad. Not so bad. All right, Jamie. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight. It's been great to have you on board. Good luck with the rest of the season.
Thank you.
And hopefully we'll get you back on sometime. We'll get a bit of company for you as well.
Not a problem. Sounds good.
Take a bit of the load off.
Yes. I'll be a bit more prepared next time.
Yeah, no, you're right. You're right. So this has been the Village Law SEQFC preview show, the Football Brisbane edition. We might not be doing the show next week. Wolves are having their 100-year anniversary, and I'm going to be attending that, which is normally on the night that we record. So probably no show next week, but we might have a few surprises for you anyway. So thanks for tuning in, and we'll catch up with you soon.